SummerSlam was fucking crazy. I mean, it's one match in and Triple H already dropped a triple bomb. I mean, we also saw a visual. I mean, this is just a crazy ass visual. I mean, this is just Triple H telling us that Daddy is home and Daddy is here to stay. I haven't made a video in a while, but this SummerSlam, probably one of the best SummerSlams. I mean, we're never gonna see anything like fucking Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns last man standing. Brock Lesnar bought a whole goddamn tractor inside the ring, jumped off the track, but we're gonna get to that. But you know, we have to talk about the undercard. You know, it started off with Becky versus Belair. I mean, that was a really good match. I was really hoping that they would have a really good match because they had a really good match at WrestleMania. And you know, they always put bangers. They always drop bangers. You know, the SummerSlam match was a banger. Bianca Belair was just taking manhandle slams, but Becky was about to do the manhandle slam on the top rope, but Belair bursts it into a Spanish fly, which we haven't. I don't think I've seen a Spanish fly in a long time, to be honest. But you know, that was cool to see. We saw some, stuff. We saw them brawling outside the ring, stuff like that. But eventually, Belair did take up the win. And what happened after the match is what I mean by the triple bomb is Bayley. Not only Bayley returned, but Io Sky got called up, and Dakota Kai is back in WWE. This is what I like to see. This is Triple H telling that Daddy is home. There's a new sheriff in town. And it's really nice to see former WWE talent that was released because of budget cuts or hush money are now back in WWE. And we didn't see Johnny Gargano, but this is just the start. Like we have to wait for things to be legitimately in the Triple H era. Then we have Logan Paul and The Miz. So Logan Paul came out here. I mean, he looked amazing. The Miz, Ciampa, and Maurice, they all looked outstanding. I mean, Logan's always training. Like, he's always training. He's training to be a wrestler. I mean, he's signed. I mean, he only had 2 matches, but I think those 2 matches prove that this man could be the top face of the WWE one day, because his performance at WrestleMania and at SummerSlam was outstanding. It's kind of a cringe word to say it, but you guys know what I mean. Logan Paul, I mean, he had some crazy spots. I mean, he was just doing moonsaults and fucking skull crushing finales casually. We did saw the ending, which Logan Paul put the Miz on a table, and then Logan Paul went back onto the ring. He went to the top of the ring, and he just did a frog splash from, what is it, like, how tall even is it? It's like 6-7 foot onto the table. Got Miz back in the ring. Skull crushing finale, 1, 2, 3. That was really good to see, and the fans were actually cheering him, which was, I thought that Logan Paul was actually gonna get booed the whole night, but he's getting over as a babyface, to be honest. I mean, the fans are accepting him. I mean, I accept him. I mean, he does try so hard to redeem himself. I mean, you have to give the guy props for that. But next up we have Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Now, I actually thought Theory was gonna win, and then he's gonna have an unsuccessful cash-in, but I was wrong. Bobby Lashley won, or actually he retained his United States Championship. It was I think it was the shortest match. It was kind of like a squash match, kind of. I mean, Bobby Lashley put Austin in the Hurt Lock, and then that was basically it. Nothing's too special. I think it's probably the worst match, or maybe second to worst match, but it was still a good match. Starting to see Bobby Lashley, all the fireworks and the pyro. That always makes it always makes everything better. Then we have the Mysterios versus Judgment Day. This match was good. I mean, it was no disqualification, so I was kind of wondering, like, what's the point of tags? It's no I mean, the ref just there to do 1, 2. It's no disqualification. So I mean, it was nice to see both of them just being there at the same time, because like it's kind of like a tornado tag match at first, but then then they were tagging, which was kind of boring. But that, I mean, who cares about that? Because we saw we didn't see Edge. We saw the rated R blue. How do you even say it? Brood. Edge came back. Bro, his Brood theme is always fucking, it's always a banger. Bro came back like bro came back as a vampire. 2 spears, 1 for Damien, 1 for Finn. Bye. Rey Mysterio hits a 619, and Dom hits a 619. Rey Mysterio, that's a finisher. It was kind of sloppy, but it doesn't matter. and then Ray and Dom get the victory over them, which was kind of good because I mean it was no disqualification. Edge can do that, and we saw Edge and bro Rey Mysterio and Edge have some good history. I mean they were tag team partners. It's nice to see them back together. But the Judgment Day isn't really. It's just falling apart. I mean, they've been just getting losses and losses. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they really have to get some major wins. But then we have Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. This match was I was really excited for it since it was like the second match announced, so it had more time to get builded up. This match, I mean, Pat McAfee hired a fucking choir to sing. He was bum ass Corbin or something. That was kind of corny, but it was kind of funny to be honest. But I enjoyed the match. There was actually the moment. I mean, I think I forgot like a bunch about this map. But the one thing I remember is that Michael Cole's commentary during this match, it was super loose. It was like Vince McMahon isn't like in everyone's ear, in Corey's and Michael's ear. Like it felt so good. It really felt good. And when I think what Corbin said is that, oh, I liked you better when you can't have an opinion. Michael Cole said, oh well, everything's changed. Everything has changed. Okay, and then they moved on. That was like a golden line from Michael Cole. And I mean, Michael Cole is just gonna be a way better commentator. I don't think it's just Michael Cole, it's just every single commentator, because they don't have a 77-year-old man yelling in your ear all the time. They can be more loose, and that's what I like. But the match, I mean, we saw another signature superplex from Pat McAfee, but that didn't get the job done. So when the ref was distracted, Pat McAfee hit Corbin in the balls. Yes, it's in the balls. And then he got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Pat McAfee wins, and yeah, they're really putting Pat McAfee over as a babyface, which I like. But it would be good if Corbin got the win, because I mean he is a guy that can just take losses and just move on with his life. And this match was really good. I feel like it should have had like no disqualification or extreme rules or something like that, because that would be a great way to end this rivalry, because I mean they've been feuding for such a long time. It's not just Money in the Bank. I mean they've been feuding for like they've been feuding for ever since they got on the main roster, bro. This match, I think their Money in the Bank match was better, but I still enjoyed the match. We did see some. I don't think I remember stuff. I think the only thing was just like Jeff Jarrett was like being super like picky and all that thing. He was being like really arrogant with the calling stuff. He was like, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. So like, I mean, and I thought he was actually gonna pick sides, like, cause I mean, I think Jeff Jarrett was a babyface, so he might have sided with the Street Profits, but he didn't. He was just a normal ref. So if he wasn't gonna pull some shenanigans, so what's the point of having Jeff Jarrett? That's just the kind of dumb thing. But I'm still glad the match was great. We saw 1D, and then Usos retained. And we saw a little crack in the Street Profits. I mean, Montez was really pissed at the ref, but I feel like now Street Profits are probably gonna split up. And I think this is the start of the singles push for Montez Ford. Alright, so a few days before SummerSlam, the Riddle vs Seth Rollins match got cancelled because of a kayfabe injury. But Riddle came out of the crowd with the microphone, and he said he's ready. He don't care about no injury. He called out Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins came out, and a whole bunch of security came out with him. But obviously, WWE security is pretty much useless. So Seth Rollins gets in the ring, stomped to Riddle. Riddle died because he suffered a kayfabe neck injury. So I guess Seth went for his neck. So I guess it's in more pain now. Yeah, it's just a little segment, a little brawl. It wasn't a match. They're having a match at Clash of the Castle. So yeah, and then we have Liv Morgan vs Ronda, and this is just I heard it was cut short. It was a short match, but it was cut short because I think time issues, or I don't know the full story behind it, but it was still an okay match. I think it was probably the worst match. I don't know. Liv didn't seem strong, and I think Ronda was strong. I mean, she put Liv in the armbar, and I was like, oh no, is she gonna lose the title? But she kind of won in the wheel weight. She kind of won in like an arm bar roll up kind of thing. It was kind of weird. I don't even know if that was a pin or not, but I guess I don't know if they're gonna still fight or not, but probably not, because I don't know. But it's just weird. But the only good thing that came from this match was that Liv retained and Ronda Rousey turned heel, which was long overdue. So then we get a hellhole of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. A bunch of shenanigans, brawls in and outside the ring. So I was like, I'm excited for this. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, they're big meaty men. They're gonna slap me. And they did. We saw a whole bunch of crazy spots. We saw the spots in the barricades, but before that, we saw Brock Lesnar getting a huge ass tractor inside the ring, or not inside the ring, but the ringside, and he jumps up, he does his own intro thing, and then he just jumps out the tractor. Then we saw some tables, we saw them jumping out in the barricade, and then we saw a bunch of tables and stuff. Yeah, and then they got back in the ring. We saw a bunch of whole finisher fest, F5s, suplexes, Superman punches, all that stuff. Lesnar and Roman, they can't stay down for 10 seconds. And then I think what they did was, Brock Lesnar casually gets in the tractor, he puts Roman Reigns inside the tractor. He gets the tractor super high, puts him in the ring, and then the ref counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he stops at I think 8 or 9. Roman gets up. So Brock was like, okay. So then he raises the tractor up. He raises the whole goddamn ring, a whole corner of it, and then Roman Reigns just tumbles down the ring. He outside. And I mean, I thought this was it. I thought, bro, Roman is gonna lose this title. Like, I'm gonna go party all night. But nah, he still got up. He still somehow got up. Brock was, he wasn't pissed. He was just like, hey, I have to do more. Yeah, I have to do more. So but yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much. I also want to talk about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman ate, I think for the first time ever, he ate a F5. Not just the normal F5, on the fucking table. I mean, bro, Paul Heyman was probably thought he was in ECW or some shit. But like, bro, how old is Paul? He has to be like he has to be like in his early 60s or late 50s, because damn, bro. Paul Heyman is just a bloody legend, and at one point he was just like, don't hurt the tribal chief, just take your titles and leave, don't hurt my tribal chief. That was kind of funny to look at. But this pay-per-view was really amazing, and obviously Roman Reigns had to bury Brock Lesnar. The Usos had to get involved to put Brock Lesnar to sleep, and then he got him down for 10 seconds. They had to pull the whole table, the whole stairs, and all that stuff to keep him down. Yeah, and then Roman won. He was standing on top of Brock Lesnar, and yeah, that's how the show closed out. Really, really good pay-per-view. The card didn't really seem the best, but we got some good, fun wrestling matches. We saw brawls, we saw wrestling matches, we saw fun moments. We saw like we had a good time. Now that's what SummerSlam should be. We saw a whole bunch of exciting returns, and that's just what SummerSlam should be. I love the fact that Triple H is here. I did see some major changes, and he said that we're gonna see a major swerve at SummerSlam. Is Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky the major swerve, or Edge this major swerve? Because I don't know. I guess we're probably gonna see a lot of explanation on Raw, and I'm really excited for Raw. You guys can leave your opinions about the show in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And this was we don't deserve Triple H, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.